good morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. We're certainly glad to have you. And as always, we want to thank our sponsor, BTC Fiber. And you can see these interviews on BTC Fiber's cable channel 18 as well as BTC Fiber's YouTube page. And today we have with us Miss Lola Sales and Jeff Henry, two local citizens here who I know that many of you have seen and around town, and they're very active in a lot of the local events going on. And thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Glenn.
Well, first of all, I want to talk about one that happened last year that was really popular, the Light Up the Town Christmas event. And I know that went well. I was excited about the program itself. And tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was a dream come true, wasn't it,
It
Jeff?
was a dream come true.
We talked about that. We were so nervous. I was so nervous in the beginning, and thankful. When I was thankful we got to do this last year. It was a beginning. It was a beginning. My sister said, "You keep a journal? Did you write that down? That you're on live TV?" but we did have a phenomenal, I thought, beginning, and it was all due to a lot of work from everybody. Wow.
Looking forward to year number 2. And we're starting to plan in that now.
Well, I noticed it seemed like everybody got involved once it got started. And because if you drove downtown at all, there wasn't a place that didn't have lights.
That's right. That was our goal.
Kicked off by the largest parade, Christmas parade that we've ever had. At least that's what we understand. So that was very exciting, and people just embraced us everywhere we went, and were very supportive of all that we wanted to accomplish.
Well, and go ahead, Miss Lola.
I guess the kindest thing that I heard from remarks that were made was after Christmas, and I was at an event, and a farmer pulled me over and asked me, "So I bet you've been taking off lights today?" And I said, "Not today." He said, "I just want to tell you I saw more love and friendship. It was the best thing that I've ever seen happen to Pikeville." And he moved here a few years ago, and he's willing to get on board this year to help us this year.
Well, good.
But that was our goal, wasn't it, Jeff?
It was. Bring a little joy to the community. You know,
Bring
we'd had 18 months, 2 years of really tough times with the pandemic and whatnot, and we thought, can we just interject a little joy into the community and have some fun?
Well, and you mentioned the love. I think it brought everybody together, got everybody excited about common cause, and it just turned out great.
And no one said no.
Not a person.
No one said no. And I think that was probably, in raising money, we had to have funds, and most of them, the check came that day, or the next day or so, or I'll get it right to you, and I think that was really an assurance to me that when somebody gives you money, they're in on it too, and they're willing to see it be invested in town. So we had that little motto of, if you got a stick in the yard, light it up. So I lit my end bushes in October.
Yeah.
So people said, "Miss Lola, you ready?" I'm ready, and I'm going to do it again. But it was, and you certainly helped too, Mr. Glenn. I appreciate you too.
Well, I appreciate that. I know it was a lot of joy here, and a lot of times, like you mentioned, Jeff, it was after the pandemic and things that everybody'd been down,
Right.
and this kind of, everybody said, "We've had enough. It's time to go on," and they got pulled together, and it was a success. I mean, if you drove at night through town, I mean, it was beautiful.
I guess one of the beginning of most successful things was the Garden Club ladies doing the Main Street stage.
Main Street stage.
And Jeff just had his hands full. Every time we turned around, they needed one more tree, wasn't it, Jeff?
One more
I
tree.
think they ended up with
one more light.
17 over there.
Oh, really?
And they're on board again.
Well, good.
So that's what we're hoping for. Everybody, we didn't run anybody off. We
Yeah.
hope, so
good.
that was about the starting, I think.
You know, the biggest challenge when you do something like this is people expect it to be bigger this year. So that's going to be a tough challenge that we have.
Yeah, I went to a business one day to get something, and the little boy at the window said, "Is it bigger and better, Miss Lola?" I said, "That's the motto Marcus, bigger and better. So, but I think I about worked Jeff to death. See, I just get so excited. I sleep it, eat it, dream it all the time. So, but by the time December was over, it was. If the rain had left us alone, it would have been a little bit different. But now this year, we're starting earlier.
Yeah, we are.
And
Yeah. Well, now, getting off the Christmas lights, I know there's some things coming up this fall here in town.
yeah.
So the Fall Festival's October the 1st, obviously, and I'm probably ahead of myself. Let's not forget that
Wow.
this weekend's the 127 sale and the fair
Yeah.
in town, right? So
It's big.
we need support for all of those events, and we're excited about those. We actually loaned some lights to the fair folks this year, and they got the exhibit hall and the concession stand lit up, and
Oh.
so we'll just leave those up through Christmas and participate with them. But got the 127 sale, and I'm sure people will be involved in that this weekend.
Cruise in
The cruise in, first
Saturday
Saturday in
night.
August,
this Saturday night.
and they've been very successful. And of course, the Fall Festival is coming up October the 1st. And if we're lucky, we'll have a few lights up by then to kind of just help brighten up the town a bit.
But the thing about the cruise in, it's gonna be it's a monthly thing,
Right.
and that'll bring a lot of people to town on Saturday night, so that'll be good.
Well, and a lot of these events, once you keep them going, that brings in people from out of town that come in
Really does.
and bring their money in, and then when they like it, they go home and say, hey, you need to go here and see this. It's pretty neat.
Well, we've been blessed this summer with a young lady working with the Chamber of Commerce, and it's bringing people to town from the falls and places like that. So I can tell a difference in town this summer. Can't you, Jeff?
More folks.
More
Yeah.
folks, more folks.
Well, that's one thing I have noticed just in the area, here in Pikeville and Dunlap and other places, a lot of people from out of town are coming in and visiting,
Exactly.
and that's good because they're all coming with a positive note once they get here.
Exactly.
Just in the last 3 weeks, I've run into couples from Maryville, Murfreesboro, where they're staying at the park, at the new lodge at the park.
Uh-huh.
But they've picked up our flyer and decided to come down to Pikeville and spend some money. So that's exciting for us.
It is. It's been good. And not only that, from here, we can send them other places. They'll ask if there's more shops, antique shops or something, and we can send them to Dunlap and,
Right.
you know, too.
I found that working together, I know growing up you have a thing about sports, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Dunlap and Pikeville and
Oh.
so forth, but when it comes to the businesses, we work together a lot.
We do.
It's no longer a competition, it's helping each other.
Right.
Now, when you do all these things, we talked about people helping. It takes a lot of volunteers in this stuff. Y'all not the only two workers.
We were blessed.
We were.
We were blessed with Miss Patsy doing 700 Christmas ornaments for the kids at school.
Pat's
Wow.
Pendergrass.
That's a pentagrass. And we were, just numerous things. Like I said, the Ladies Garden Club, that was a big challenge because that was that was the center of entertainment. We were really happy with the entertainment that we had. And there was a little thing we always did when we asked them to participate, we said, it's free, you know.
Yeah.
We had the Sky Age event. We had a lot of people, but everybody was willing to give us a night of entertainment, Carrie, a bunch. So we're going to kick off again with Carrie again this year.
She always brings a good crowd,
She
She
does.
does.
and she's very talented, very inspirational around here. Well, how do folks, if they want to be involved, how do they contact y'all?
Well, we still have our webpage, and that's probably our Facebook page.
It is.
It's probably our best way. They can message or put direct information, questions on there. We did change the name from Light Up the Town to Light Up Pikeville. Just made it simpler for folks this year. So if you go out and look for the website, Light Up Pikeville, you can join the group. We have more than 500 members now in the group.
Good.
We've not started a real push for information or volunteerism yet, as we're still in our planning stages. It's kind of been Christmas in July here for a month or so.
Yeah.
You know. But if they'll watch that page most often, I also usually post it at the same message in Bledsoe County Talks, the Facebook page there. So people should be able to get most of that information that way.
But we'll be kicking off. We'll start some of it, but as soon as Oktoberfest is over, so we can get people involved. Especially some of that we'll have to book for now to have them for December, won't we, Jeff?
Yeah, and I think you remember we had a T-shirt design, and we sold T-shirts to raise money, and we also
Yes.
had a Christmas ornament. Just working on those, and hope to have a booth set up at the Fall Festival October 1st to get those sales started.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have a nice T-shirt design and an ornament that you can continue to add to your tree over the years, with an emphasis on something neat and Pikeville.
So we're also having an annual. We hope to have the sale that we had down there with all the vendors. It was November 12th.
We already got that date in stone. November 12th, we'll do an open air market here at the Redbird Manor on Main Street, and so yeah, we had a tremendous turnout last year.
We did, and it's set for November 12th.
Yeah.
November 12th also will be our kickoff uptown as far as Main Street stage is Main Street Committee are doing this, heading up the Cruise In Christmas Parade of cars only, no horses, no buggies, just cars.
Oh,
And
that's different.
and what you have to do is hope it doesn't rain, because those cars don't like rain. But we've had a lot of interest for that, shown by those cars, and by the people that own the cars. And one gentleman, I was just thrilled with this, we were just throwing the idea around. He said, he has a pickup truck, and he said, "Oh, do you mind if I fill it full of toys or whatever?" We said, "No, you're welcome to do that." He's new to Pikeville, but you know, Jeff, this is another thing that we learned a lot. People that have moved in here want to do something, and that's been exciting. And I talked to a lady out at the fair, and she's so excited about lighting up a part of Upper East Valley Road. And I thought,
really?
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. You know, even with the fairground, if we can have some lights there, we'll have another place for people to go, and involve different people to do that. You know.
We heard so many times, and everybody has a story, at least my age,
Or
where at Christmas your parents get you out in the car and take you around and show you
Yeah.
the Christmas lights. Well, it kind of brought that feeling back to people last year, and so we hope more will participate.
We're getting on. We did make the newspaper in the Times, and that brought a lot of people. Of course, now you have to watch your Times on an iPad, you don't see it. So, but we got lots of calls from that article to come to town, and they hit Nickel a lot about it because she's open on certain days, and we invited them to stay in town. You know, she did. Be a part and see it, but I think the excitement of the little kids too. You know, we forget I like lights, but so do little kids. You know, and some people just and another thing, it got me so excited. We tried to do the houses on the streets, especially parallel to the bypass, and successfully we got a couple almost every house on Cumberland and on some of them. But we're really pushing for that this year because people love to ride the streets.
Yes.
So that'll be another thing. But all together, it's just brought a lot of good joy.
Well, that's the key, bringing joy to the community and bringing all the people together.
Oh yeah.
And I see it when I'm out here on the streets. You know, I've never met anybody that's had a sour attitude.
No.
Always positive.
It was, and you know, we also depended on people to bring some food trucks. We got those, didn't we, Jeff?
we did.
We'll need more again this year. only thing that I fell zero to the ground, I didn't get the Christmas carolers on the streets like I'd like to have, but you know, this is a new year. And I'm hoping, I've talked to some different people that like to do that, so they're gonna kind
good.
of get that maybe headed up for us. And also, Mayor Cagle is working with Main Street Committee on the parade, and they have a theme. He told me the theme, and I know it's something like Downtown Christmas, an old Christmas from yesterday. I didn't write it down. I meant to call him and ask him, but they're going to be working a lot of.
Oh, okay.
The ladies that Jane retired last year, so
Uh-huh.
we're working on getting it. He's working on getting he and that committee, so that'll be good. And we've got somebody to jump in there.
Well, good, because that's what it takes, people who want to get involved. And, you know, looking back and seeing Pikeville and Dunlap and all the smaller towns, you know, when they were smaller, a lot smaller, you know, people thought, well, there's nothing there, there's, you know, no reason to go because there's nothing there. But now, times have changed, things are growing, there's more opportunities here. You know, people are moving in, and a lot of them are moving in to get away from the hustle and bustle of the big cities. They want something like Pikeville and Dunlap. They want it small and just laid back, and they'll find that here. And getting out to, as you mentioned, to the falls and getting information out that way, that brings people over as well.
You know, Glenn, one of our weaknesses and our worst problems is we don't tell enough people what we have got, and we don't look for it. And I've just from the chamber working this summer, we found things we didn't know existed.
Yeah.
You know, and like the parks and Bee Creek is another. But I think people are seeking more common things for entertainment now than, I don't know if the pandemic caused it or if it's just us realizing, hey, we got to enjoy what we've got, the nature too.
Well, and some of the things that Kesslin has put on the chamber page, I didn't know existed.
That's what
I
I'm
thought,
saying.
oh, wow, I didn't know that. I'll have to go check that out.
And I love the one word that when Kesslin spoke the other night, she used the word competition. It's really not a competitive world. It's a world of using what you've got.
Right.
And I've seen that. I've seen that more as we grow older. I guess Jeff used that statement a while ago. It's what we have, and we can make anything work if we'll just work at it.
Right. Like I say, it takes work.
It's like the farmer's market, you know, and it's like making entries in the fair. If nobody takes anything, there's not going to be anything there for anybody to see.
Right.
So, but we do have farmer's market going in Pikeville, and they did a good job last year. We had vendors there, so we hope to re-involve them, everything again, even like I say, bigger, you know.
Well, even at the farmer's market, I find that's where people can go and see things. Maybe they can't have a garden where they live, but
Exactly.
they say, well, I really like homegrown vegetables, and they go for that. Or are there other things that are offered at the farmer's market?
It was, and we hope to, we still hope to continue looking for the horse and buggy rides and that type of thing. We love that. But like I say, the weather has lots to do with it. But if we kick off maybe in November, and I did ask Carrie about singing then, and hopefully she'll kick off the 12th singing uptown. And that'll get us started. But you know, every day's a good day.
Right, it is.
And we're excited about that. We hope to have more trees. I'm in yard selling. I got some in the car. My first question, got any lights? If they don't, I'm not interested. No, I've got lights in the car and I've got trees in the car. And my hope is they could be everywhere. They could be, trees could just be. I've been in those movies again, Glenn, the Hallmark movies, and 43, Channel 43. But I've seen a lot of new ideas, and almost everything. And thanks to everybody last year that brought in anything. We tried to use everything, and Jeff's taught me one word that's important: gently used.
Yeah.
Because if they're not gently used, or they're all crinkled and wadded up, it takes a lot of time for an older lady to get them undone. So every night I'd be on the floor with strings, and I said, Reed, you can't walk there. I'm doing lights, you know. But again, we're asking for wreaths or trees or gently used lights, because we've got lots of bushes and lots of
We'll
places
use
for them to go. We'll use them.
Yeah.
And if we don't use them, we'll give them to somebody that will use them. So
Well,
that,
I know we were cleaning out our basement and we found some lights that we didn't use. We brought them up here.
I know.
And
I appreciate it. In fact, I got a new garbage bag of a whole bunch in the box, and I thought, yes. But you know, it doesn't matter if they're covered lights, they can go on the bushes. We're open, aren't we, Jeff?
You are.
Because like we say, the more lights, the better. And believe it or not, it involved those people that brought those lights into us. You know, they were excited about bringing them, and then us putting them out to see them in use. So I felt proud about that. But on my Facebook page, I've got it. If you're yard selling, ask about lights. You know.
all right, well, we'll do that for sure. There should be plenty around this time anyway.
Right.
And any other activity other than the fall festival that we've mentioned, anything that might be coming up?
You know, again, we're kind of in our preliminary planning stages. We've got some ideas. We'll post all of those on the Light Up Pikeville Facebook page. We'll get those out, so people should continue to watch. But we're at the point where we need to start the wheels turning, because it takes a lot of work to get ready for that time of year.
Have you ever had a holiday arts and crafts show with just holiday things like Christmas and Thanksgiving?
We did have open market a couple of nights last year, and let the vendors come down that wanted to participate. When you talk about arts and crafts, again, that November 12th, what we call sip and shop. So we'll have apple cider, and you can come down and shop the booth. We have a donation jar at the front gate, but we want the vendors to benefit from setting up and selling their wares. And so, great time to buy Christmas gifts and to come on down to the Sip and Shop on November the 12th. You'll see more information about that coming.
We also have the beauty pageant, the Christmas beauty pageant is around the 12th too.
Mm-hmm.
And, but hopefully have a lot that we had last year. I had a senior moment, lost that thought, but we hope if after the pageant we get that done, and then we had like you said, a night market last year. I think we'll find out, and we'll get more people involved in that because it was successful. But one thing we had last year, and we're going to do this again, we hope to make it bigger, was Christmas carols on the courthouse lawn on one Sunday afternoon. And this year we'll try to get that spread to everybody that is possible. We had about 75 maybe, but we're hoping to cover the courthouse yard with just people being happy and just singing Christmas carols. So that'll be a part of one of our events.
It was a sweet time, and everybody that attended, I know, got a blessing from that.
And so we're going to try to get as many as possible to come in and just enjoy it. We might set a time when we know everybody can be out of church and have lunch and get there. But another thing, Glenn, what we want to do too is involve as many people as possible. Everybody be a part.
That'll be great, because I know more and more people want to be involved.
That's right. It's not just our show. We stressed it all last year, this year too. It's everybody's. We need everybody to make it really, really special.
Well, even if they help put up the lights, that's being involved.
Yeah, or even kick off. They want to bring a jug of hot chocolate to the guys who were working late at night. I would try to take some hot chocolate, and they won't say no. And I'd run them up there because I knew they'd be freezing. And they bring their own, but when you have it just right in the cup for them. But
Yeah.
it's important just to show love. Just to show love. That's
Yeah.
all it's all about.
Well, now, if somebody wanted to donate, they go to your, contact you on your Facebook page, or
Mhm.
and just,
We had several methods of donation last year. If it was just somebody wanted to do a cash donation, I know we use PayPal, we use Venmo,
Both banks. We use Bristol County Bank.
and we have accounts set up at both banks. If you go in and say light up the town or light up Pikeville, they'll take your donation and
Oh, okay.
deposit it right to our bank account.
oh,
So more information will be coming about that. But if they see it on the show here today and they want to get involved early, we'd love to
Oh,
have
we
their
love
help.
that when we do.
Yeah.
Another thing, we did try to contact all those that we received donations from to tell them how much we appreciated that, because it was all such a joy and such a surprise, I guess, too.
Yeah.
But for people to send money, you know, but it's a joy. It's just a joy to be a part, and we can't do it without money. That's for sure.
that's true. Well, a lot of times just a simple card saying thank you.
And we did try to do that,
that,
too. We had a lot of
means a
people
lot.
involved in that.
You know
too.
she's good at that.
Yeah, because, well, you know, I'm real, I guess it's from my raising, you know, when somebody gives you money, if it's money you want to prove that you want to make sure that they know that it went to where it was supposed to go, that you didn't keep it.
Mm.
So I made sure that they all knew that we got it to where it was supposed to go, you know. So that's
Good.
important.
Was there anything else you'd like to add to what we've
No.
gone over?
No, just thank you so much. Well, October's going to be, they have lots of working committees on Oktoberfest, and I believe it's going to be really good.
Nice. Yeah.
It's planned. And let's go back to the fair just a second. Number one, I hope it don't rain like the weatherman said, because I hope that they have probably the best carnival for kids or whoever rides them there this year they've had. It's really nice, and they pack the ground and to keep it from being muddy. It looks nice, and I think they have a rodeo out there one night of the fair. So we're pushing the fair too, because we need Bristol County other people to support that too, Glenn. So
Right.
besides that, but I think every day's a new day, and every day's got a new beginning, and whatever we can do that day's great. And today
Well,
will be a
and
good
that-
day.
The money that goes to that goes here and supports the local activities.
It really
Absolutely.
does, really does. And like I said, like you was talking about, and I know to be a fact, both counties are growing from so many new people moving in, and the ones that are moving in want to do something.
Right.
And they want to see something also. So this is part of making it alive and good.
And I'm sure they have families out of town, out of state.
We had a lot of
as well.
people In fact, I think Jeff and I had been uptown talking, and a couple walked by, and we said, if you'll stay tonight, you'll see the parade. And guess who were the first people we saw? That couple. They stayed to see the parade.
Well,
And they've moved here now, and they'll be here to see the parade. But we just made a casual remark like, parade's coming tonight. They were there, so it was good.
well, good. That's glad. I'm really glad for that.
And we're glad you're better too. Stay on your feet.
Yeah, I'm trying. My knee has gotten better, so
Good.
we're good there.
Well, we appreciate you helping us to get the word out.
Hey, no problem. I certainly enjoy doing this.
And if you have any idea, we'll if you come up with something you think would be a good idea for us, you just contact us, because we'd like to hear what you got to say.
All right, we'll do that. Well, thank y'all very much for
Thank
being
you
with
so
us.
much.
Thanks, Glenn.
And again, you can see our interview on BTC Fiber's YouTube page, as well as BTC Fiber's cable channel 18. And again, we want to thank our sponsors, Embers Ice Cream, Nickel Row Antiques, and White Wagon Bed and Breakfast. So until next time, have a great day.